Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the last matchup of the evening, compLexity versus Team Coastal. And unfortunately, Moses had an untimely departure due to internet issues this evening, so once again, joining me for this final matchup is going to be the one, the only, Holden himself.
That's right. Moses has one of those American IP or ISPs there. Those ones that unreliable, you know? So he's been in and out all night, but I'll be here. But with that, knife round done. Ready to start off the search. So Coastal just played this map actually against Conquest and picked it up pretty handily. I saw they were ahead pretty significantly before Conquest made a little bit of a run late in the second half, but not enough to pick it up. So we'll see what Team Coast can do here against compLexity.
Alright, so again, we'll have to see whether or not they can pick up this pistol round and move it on forward. compLexity 0 for 1 for the evening. Team Coast 1 for 0. And Team Coast actually just got done playing this very map, like Holden was saying. We just saw them beat Conquest on it. 16-7, or 16-9, pardon me, was the final score of that one. And Coast having a relatively graceful victory in that one. So we'll see whether or not they can carry that over against a team that might be considered a little bit higher of a caliber in compLexity, as Valen's actually going to draw first blood. And Drake answers back, tapping down Symphus in mid. Nice shot from him. Hits the stutter step and drops him. So Roka's going to be forced to answer back. Draw Soul. So the trade's all over the board right now. It's a 3-on-3. Not favoring either side just yet. That bomb going to work its way back over towards the B-bomb site. And they got to be careful because look at this invert pushing all the way up in the B hall. Is going to be able to find Valens. Takes him down. So now they know that the bomb is there and the rotation can come out now. Roka's going to be able to take down invert and bring it back to a 2v2. So again, the trade's coming out all over the place, and Draw Soul has put himself into an extremely positive position to be successful here. Are they going to clear the angle? They don't, and that's the bomb down once again. Sank's your last man standing, and Draw Soul is going to finish it off. The 3K for him on the round, and the CT side pistol goes the way of Team Coast.
Yep. Invert doing a good job getting the bomb down. I thought it was a little ill-advised to go ahead and try to push up and be aggressive on that bomb when it drops. Just try to listen and wait for that to pick up as your teammates come over to help. But Coast does a good job just sort of posting up in that B bomb site. And at that point, like you said, they didn't check the corner when they entered. But it's a little bit surprising. But compLexity had plenty of time to work that round after they picked up the bomb again. They didn't know where the Coast players were. They had a little bit more time. They had like 50 seconds, but they pushed aggressively into B and lose it. But now they're going to work in to drop, and they actually get taken down. Drossel picks up on Sanks, and that was Sempus there with him as well. But he's played it safe, decides not to drop down. It's a good idea because his team is coming around and picks up two very quickly.
Yeah, nice shots there from Automatic with the Tech 9, but unfortunately, Invert's going to be able to pick up the last two with the 5-7. So again, another round going to go the way of Team Coast, 2-0, and they're looking to execute all three of these, or both of these anti-eco rounds flawlessly. They didn't allow a bomb play in the first or the second round, so no extra money in the bank here for compLexity, as they're going to be forced to full eco once more as Team Coast look to extend that lead to a 3-0 to start off this matchup. And if they're able to do that, that's going to give them that early momentum. Now you can see they're pretty invested into those P90s this round now. Unfortunately, that's the only SMG that you don't get the added money bonus from. So I'm surprised that they went with that. An MP9 in the hands of Draw Soul, but Stanislaw getting very aggressive again, pushing long A. We saw it in the last matchup against Conquest, him getting extremely aggressive at that long A hallway all by himself, and he got punished for it a couple of times, but when he didn't get punished for it, he was able to make these beautiful, graceful, big flanks and everything of that sort, and he's going to be able to find a third, drop the bomb carrier in mid, and now it's going to be on Roka to try to make something happen. Automatic in tow. And still looking for another frag. That's a nice nade. Drops it a little bit short, though. And he wants to ace this. No, oh, no! Stanislaw had him so low, too. 4K for him on the round. So it doesn't matter that you don't get the added money bonus from that P90, as he gets a ton of cash anyway. So he's sitting at 5,100 going into the first gun round. Invert's already going to be on the AWP. And we'll see what kind of buy-up they have on compLexity's side.
Yep, so compLexity going to go ahead with a full AK buy here. I don't think getting the nades and everything they wanted, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have had enough for the op anyways to get the type of buy that they were looking for here. But full AKs, armors, flashes, and smokes. So expect some sort of execute here late, as they right now just worked up towards mid. and those B-side halls, seeing if they can pick up any frags early on. But right now, Coast not giving anything up.
And again, Stanislaw, relatively aggressive here in mid. Now, he's playing on the CT side of the mid corridor, but this time he's going to be playing very close with that P90 as opposed to trying to hit those pop shots from long A all the way over towards the terrorist spawn back halls. But this time he's going to, you know, turtle up a little bit longer, and Sanks is going to take the initiative and get pop flashed in, and they're looking for a little bit of spam over in that area, but they're not going to find anything just yet. 3 players from compLexity are working their way around, and Valens being one of them. And pop flash around the corner. Roka is going to be trying to work his way towards the B platform, but the spam comes through, almost lights him up. Unfortunately, a little bit off the mark, and not going to be able to make it happen just yet. But there it is, Drake. That time he bides his time well, and is able to find the frag on the Roka. That was one of the spots that we talked about previously in the last matchup against Conquest, that Drake was playing that little nook, and unfortunately caught himself peeking a little bit too early. But here you go, Automatic, very aggressive. He's finding himself out, and he's going to be able to take down Invert. He doesn't. Oh, there's another one right behind you, bud. That's Drake, the last man standing, and he's going to take the fight and wins it. And Automatic going to pick up a 3K on the round, and that's going to be compLexity's first round. Comes in the first gun round.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting play there, pushing Roka all the way up through that smoke, basically just trying to get him as far out as they could before they did too much on that execute. They did push up. That bomb was coming out from those B halls really, really late there. So when Roka died, I thought it was a little bit sketchy because I think Automatic was trying to get to drop, and so they were going to try to sort of execute on that site at the same time. So when Roka dropped, it looked a little sketchy, but Automatic does drop down in a drop, gets out mid, and picks up those last 2 frags. So good job by him. Right now, compLexity, they've dropped the bomb here over those B halls. So again, just going to see if they can get any picks before they make too much of a determination which direction they want to go.
And again, there you go. The scout is going to find some good damage. That's Stanislaw with the Lone Ranger over there in the backside of that B-bomb site. It's going to be able to find the damage onto Roka down to 29 HP. But again, it's going to be, well, he's actually rotating all the way back over towards that A-bomb site to look down mid, and this could work out for him as Valens is going to be in that area. And Valens actually flashed himself, so he gets chipped down to 12 HP. So already that scout paying dividends as he's lit 2 of the players there. Both 1 or 2 tappable at this point with those pistols, and the execution is going to be coming towards that B-bomb site. And this is really going to be on Draw Soul. What can he do? Nothing. He gets taken out immediately by Automatic. And now the CTs are going to have to turtle up towards this B-bomb site. And Invert playing very aggressively underneath the drop. Automatic's going to be encroaching on that position. Who's going to win this gun battle? Well, Automatic thinking double about it. Not going to overexert himself. And now in the backside of that bomb site, it's going to be Drake with that Desert Eagle. Gets the shot off. No, that was actually Invert stealing that one away. And Invert gets an AK-47 out of it. He's looking the wrong direction, though, and now Stanislaw with the scout coming around from behind. Going to be able to pop a shot there onto Simphis. He's done so much. He's the only one that's really done any of the damage so far this round, with the exception of the 1 kill that Invert got.
Yeah, I mean, this Stanislaw is in drop, and I thought they were going to spot him, but he doesn't. So he actually does get the frag onto Valen, so that's good for him. He's just going to sort of sit out and see if maybe he can pick up one more. He's kind of stuck right now because, honestly, if he tries to rotate out of here, they'll probably hear him, and he gets dropped anyways by Simphis. But again, it's a very similar take to the previous round, and Automatic, if he continues to get into drop, it's going to cause a lot of problems for Coast. That's such a key point in this map because not only does it open up that B-bomb site a bit for you, it gives you a huge angle into there, but it also gives you more information for those players in the timings of the rotations from mid. So if he continues to be able to work in there, it's going to, like I said, Coast is going to have to figure out how to remedy that very quickly if they want to keep on top of this.
So again, we're going to be seeing a full gun round come out, and Invert once again going to have the AWP. It's a fast push towards the B-bomb site, and Dumore is going to be back there trying to hold things down. He was so effective from the backside of Fountain with that M4 in the previous matchup, and already they're going to find some early damage as Invert does manage to drop Roka. Invert going to be able to find another one before he drops to Simphis. Sanks is also down and out. There's a smoke over here behind Fountain, and unfortunately a little bit of team blocking, but Draw Soul and Dumore going to be able to chime in with 2 kills themselves, and that's going to leave it all on Simphis here in a 1 versus 3. Simphis is going to get that flashbang to the face, not going to be able to find that shot, but it's given away his position, and now they know that he's going to be over here by the broken wall, so he drops his smoke grenade out, still looking for a peek to come around, but they're going to boost up, and I think they saw him drop out. Yeah, and Stanislaw going to be up over top of that smoke, takes him down, and now Team Coast going to be able to pick up a 4th round.
Yeah, I mean, in that particular round, the quick push on the B by compLexity didn't really treat them very well. I mean, they basically sent all 4 of them super early just towards that B execute, and nothing really happened. They didn't get anyone towards drop. I think Automatic was hanging back, maybe trying to see if anyone rotated from mid for most of that before he really decided to come up. And at that point, CTs positioned themselves really well after already picking up 2 of those frags. So at this point, compLexity, again, very similar, spread out across the map again, bomb all the way back in mid. So imagine this is another one of those. Actually, Semphis gets dropped by Invert with that op. So no information or advantage gathered by compLexity there.
And that's a very costly death to have this early in the round. I mean, Semphis, that AWP, the long range that it's got, the ability to open up bomb sites with that, and unfortunately he's down and out, and it's definitely a very detrimental start to this round as the opening pick goes the way of Invert, who's been slowly picking up the pace here with that AWP. He's 8-4 right now. He's top fragging in the server. And now you see them come out through drop, and there it is. Drawsall is going to be able to find one. He's waiting for his teammate to bail him out, but that's going to be Automatic picking up 2 more. And he's been absolutely lights out so far in this evening. Unfortunately for them, they did lose their matchup on Mirage, but he was hitting some really insane shots late on. But Dumore is going to shut it down. 5-2 now for Team Coast. And again, they're looking relatively solid here on their CT side. They won the last CT side half 10-5 against Conquest, as they were on their terrorist side before, but they've rattled off 4 rounds late in that first half. But this time it's going to be 5-2 to start off this matchup.
All right, I just told my mic is crackling. I don't know what exactly it sounds like, but I'll see if I can make any improvements on it.
I wouldn't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. Stanislaw, though, peeking at long A, he's going to be able to find 1. Drops to Molly. He's going to be able to find 2 and 3. Can he go for another ace attempt this round? This time he's got a bit of a health pool advantage over the last time. Before he had like 30 health at this point. This time he's got 77. And Sank's still going to be over in that area trying to make a move on him. But Stanislaw slowly pushing his way forward behind this smoke, just waiting for any kind of a peek to come out. But that bomb is going to fall on back, and that's actually going to be Sank's very, very low there in mid. And Invert looking for the pop shot, the snapshot, and he does manage to take him down. And that's going to leave Automatic all by his onesies in a 1v5. Again, down through drop. He's got a player flanking him out. He's going to go ahead and go on out through the window, but Drake is there, and Drake takes him down. 6-2.
So this is, I mean, it's again very, very strong start here by Team Coast. I mean, this is, like I said, their last one on Cbble. They had a very strong start as well. They're up 6-2 here right now. compLexity, their success has been when they've been able to get some aggression and some shots down into drop early on that B bomb site. But when they haven't really gotten into that, and Coast has been able to get the positioning in there, it's been very tough for them to execute on either side. Now they haven't really tried anything towards A. And we're not going to see it this round either. Again, that bomb towards those halls. So doesn't look like they have a lot of strategies in order to get into that A bomb site unless they're happening to get a pick in mid. And right now that's just not happening.
So again, we're going to see compLexity trying to go towards this B bomb site. They've had all of their success so far in this first 8 rounds that have been behind us over at that B bomb site, but what can they do this time? They don't have an AWP in the hands of Semphis. He's lurking over towards mid, just waiting to see whether or not Stanislaw is going to push up. But Drawsall holding this off angle at the drop zone, just waiting for Automatic, who's been in that position almost every single round, albeit a save or a buy. But again, Invert going to be looking for the op frags. Not going to find anything just yet. Drops a nade out, but that's off the mark. And let's see what he's got here. Is just going to be a couple of players peeking out. He's going to find Roka. Can he get any more? Molotovs and smokes and flashes go in towards the drop room, and that's going to be Automatic trying to peek on out. He's going to get his head taken up by Drawsall. Finally, Invert goes down, but Dumore's there for the trade, takes down Sanks, and it's a 3-for-1 so far, favoring the CT side of Team Coast. They've been so stellar so far on their CT sides that we've seen over the course of the night, but Valens is going to bring it back as well as Semphis, and now it's all down to Stanislaw, who did tremendous work on the anti-eco last round, picking up 3 big kills. This round he's going to have to go for a 1v2 victory. As he hears Valens working his way into the site, actually spots his shoulder out. I don't know if they saw each other. Nade to the backside of the bomb site. That's going to find heavy damage onto Valens, taking him down to 36, 34 for Semphis. And Semphis actually does get spotted out. And Stanislaw biding his time, working his way back around. And now he's going to push on in, takes down Valens. Knows that Semphis was close on drop, so he's going to drop that smoke on out. And he's going to take the peek. He wins the fight. And that's going to be Team Coast up to a 7-2 scoreline. Nice clutch and nice movement from Stanislaw.
Yeah, good job by him. And I mean, it looked like Coast was going to take that pretty handily early on in the round, but complexity, turning it back a bit. Stanislaw, though, like you said, moving it around, getting his positioning just right in that map to get the frags at the end. Right now, Coast is basically, they're sort of playing that infield shift if you were watching baseball, right? I mean, they're not fully committed to the B-bomb site, but they're sort of leaning over that way. Just because right now, complexity, all the information that Coast has been given is that they're on that B side of the map, always. I mean, Stanislaw early on was getting aggressive, and he basically saw they weren't putting any pressure on the A side of the map. And again, you see it here, he's pushed up in mid. They basically have nothing towards that long side. They have an invert looking mid as well. If they had pushed up aggressively, complexity that is, they would have had an opening there on those long A halls.
Yeah, and this time it's going to be invert with the AWP down in long halls, and automatic is over there on the terrorist side of mid, just seeing whether or not he decides to go in that direction. But Simphis is going to be over here also watching that. And this is pretty much the same setup that we saw at the start of the last round, where they decided to go ahead and hit that B-bomb site later on. You can see Roka's actually pushed out. This time he doesn't have to worry about invert alping him down from long range, but the Molotov's going to rain in, and the push is coming, and that bomb again going towards the B-bomb site. They start off this strategy so slow, but they're just having no success with it in the long run. As you can see, Dumor boosted up by Tree. He's going to drop the flashbang out. That's going to blind Roka. Now the push comes out, and Sanks loses his life immediately. So that man advantage going the way of the CT side of Team Coast again, just immediately at the beginning of the round. And look at this Dumor. He's getting aggressive from behind that smoke, and he's going to be able to catch out Roka. He's going to be able to catch out Simphis. And that bomb has been dropped now, and the last two members of the terrorist force are both extremely low, one coming from drop side, and this should be Dumor to pick up another one as he's going to go ahead and jump up. He does spot out Valens. He doesn't connect the shot, but that should be a cleanup. No, Valens actually does take him down, so 2v2 now. But automatic goes down to the hands of Stanislaw, and that should leave Valens to fall shortly after, and he does. 8-2 now for Team Coast, and they are looking fantastic right now on this CT side of Cobblestone.
Yeah, it's just looking really, really solid. Complexity, not able to put anything together. They're using Roka very similar to how you see Roka play on Dust 2, in which, I mean, Dust 2, he goes out long, basically on his own all the time. He's sort of the entry into long guy. He called himself the king of long. And they're using him very similarly on the B bomb site, where they sort of let him work up on his own and see what he can get and make happen there. But so far it's been not a whole lot, honestly. He really hasn't been able to get them into that bomb site. And now finally we're seeing a much more A side setup from Complexity. They got two guys actually going towards those long halls of A, and two stacked up towards the mid as well.
Drake actually loses his life over there by drop, so it's going to be Roka actually getting aggressive in that avenue, and now he's going to push on out. Ooh, he got hit by the nade. I don't know if they actually heard that. Dumor was close enough that he might have actually heard that hit him. But now Roka, he's going to be trying to headshot, and he does. Takes down Dumor, so he's got a pair on the round. Getting aggressive in mid, though. Automatic loses his life. Invert with the AWP. He's going to be able to even things back to just a single-man advantage. But look at this. He's pushing around. He doesn't realize that there's a guy right around the corner. And he does fall Simphis. Nice bait and switch on that one. Third round on the board now for Complexity.
Yeah, it is a matter of timing there. I mean, as Roka goes ahead and gets into that B bomb site, so it was sort of the long con, right? I mean, they're hitting the B, they're doing it the same way every time. Roka, again, doing the same thing onto that B bomb site, working up through the smoke. And as soon as they know that aggression's there, Stanislaw actually pushes out into mid, and little do you know, he was actually going to have two guys on the other side of the door they had to deal with, and they dropped that. Once that happened, they were able to go ahead, push the long haul, get the switch, like you said, Simphis getting in and taking that. So at that point, it was just really too many avenues for Coast to watch. But right now, back to this default setup from the Complexity side.
And look at Invert. Invert very aggressive. He might be able to catch one out. That's automatic. That's playing over there by that room. But Simphis with the AWP opens things up on a Drake. And let's see, where's Invert looking? Oh, he gets behind the wall just in time. Now he spots him out, gets the shot on automatic, but Roka takes down Dumor in the meantime, and that B-bomb site is slowly getting encroached upon. Stanislaw not able to lock it down with that M4 change. A slower rate of fire probably cost him that one. He wasn't able to take Sanks down. He's got 6 HP, 10 HP for Roka. And try to make their way in. Roka does get spotted out. Valens is going to be able to get that bomb plant as well. So Complexity in a good position to recover a couple of rounds here. Let's see if they can continue to capitalize on it as we move forward. Roka down. Valens behind Fountain, still fighting for his life. Simphis is going to get shipped away. They still have a little bit of time to work this in this 1v4, 1v3, and now 1v2, but Simphis is going to peek out from behind Big Box on the backside of B-Plat. Takes down Invert, and that will be compLexity stringing 2 rounds together and effectively breaking the bank of Team Coast.
Yeah, that retake was going to be really tough with Invert having that op anyways, coming from mid. The only way that was going to work was if Drossel could sort of draw them out enough, and Invert could pick up the picks because of that. But without him being able to pick up a rifle and sort of work in up close on any of those guys, it was going to be very difficult. So I think that's really just what it come down to. They didn't do a terrible job. I mean, they got a couple of the frags, just not enough. They were really just far too outnumbered. But again, B halls, bombs towards those halls as well. Same song, second verse, 8th verse, 9th verse.
Yeah, basically that's what it's boiling down to at this point, is that it's just the same thing. They're beating a dead horse here now. Again, all 4 of their rounds have come over at that B-bomb site, so they are finding some success. It's just a matter of, capitalizing and continuing to string them together. They shouldn't have a problem getting a 3rd round in a row here. As you can see, it's a heavy save on the CT side, 4 silent USPs and a 5-7, and there it is. Roka's going to be able to open things up onto 2. Still looking for another one, but he's got 2 teammates to help him as well. And Stanislaw finds a dink, but can't find the kill. And Valens is able to take down Drake. So the final frag coming out on the back of Simphis. 5 rounds now for compLexity as we move into the second to last round of the first half. And it's going to be a bye up here for the Coast. And if they're able to win this one, they could put this to a 10-5 scoreline. But this is more around the standard scoreline that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I mean, compLexity brought this back into a pretty comfortable spot for them. And even if they're to lose this one, they'll have rifles again next round. So, a chance, like you said, maybe 10-5, 9-6 though. But it's a pretty normal scoreline to see here, especially with some of these NA teams. But a little more mid-sided this time from the compLexity. They actually got 4 players up in that area. And again, the same setup though from Invert and Stanislaw. One pushed up close, one playing back towards the connector for the quick rotate.
And again, that bomb was pushed down in middle. You can see 4 terrorists actually all watching that area, and Sank's going to go take a peek at long A just to see if they're holding honest in that area, and they are. Really, it's just this double CT setup, and they do molly out Stanislaw. Simphis unable to hit that shot, though, as they baited him out perfectly right into his crosshair, and he just misses the shot and pays the price. Stan goes for the repeat and actually wins. And he's going to take down Automatic as well. So good job from Stanislaw in the mid, biding his time, being patient, but Roka just completely destroys Dumore. But he ends up costing him his life in the long run. That bomb's going to get picked up by Sanks, who also has the AWP, and Drake, unaware, they get taken down as well. And they have no idea that, look at Valens. He's lurked his way all the way up into this A bomb site. They do have Invert that's worked his way down in mid, so if he goes for this flank, he might have heard that flashbang come out. And he definitely heard that AK-47 ringing some bullets, so he should be able to work his way back up towards the A bomb site and try to maybe prevent something from happening over here. But manages to find one. He's going to get sprayed down. Valens takes him out and draw soul. And a 1v1 against Valens. Valens, he had a rough go of it on Mirage, but this time he's top fragging for his team at 10-10.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do here in clutch. He's back here behind that truck. I think he knows exactly where draw soul is, and he does, and he picks up the frag. So good job by him. I mean, Invert, he just didn't have any idea that Valens had been back in that bomb site basically the entire time. He got the bomb planter, and he was just unaware that Valens had just been sitting there, so he had no idea where it was. So when Valens gets that frag, then he was able to position himself at any place as Drossel was trying to rotate around. So good job by them. They pick up the 6th round, and now they're in a really comfortable spot. If they can pick up this last one, it'll look real good for them going into the second half.
Absolutely. So we'll see. Well, it's a very, very limited buy here on the CT side. A Scout, 2 FAMASas, a Deagle, and a 5-7. So really rough buy, and it looks like the T side is going to be favoring that mid push again. And here it is. Simphis on a more aggressive angle, and this time Stanislaw shoulder peaks as opposed to just running across and pays the price. And now look at how quickly they accelerate this push. As you can see, already one player all the way at the top of the ramp just trying to get himself into that bomb site. But the rotation is strong here from the CT side, and Draw Soul is going to find first blood there for the CTs. But he gets naded up, Roka takes him down, and now they got to get these shots. But Dumore with the Deagle not going to be able to find one. Drake is going to be able to take one out, but Automatic and And, well, I was going to say Automatic and somebody else, but Automatic actually finishing off the last two, and that's going to be the half 8-7. It's still in favor of Team Coast, but they were at a tremendous first half lead, and good comeback there from compLexity to close out the half.
Yeah, I mean, it got to, what was it? I mean, it was like 8-2, right? I mean, so compLexity ended up winning the last 5. Correct. Is that right? Yeah. So, I mean, that was just really impressive by them. And as I said, it was really a matter of they kept going to that B bomb site, and early on, again, down 8-2, it looked rough. And then all of a sudden, they pick up a couple, so now it's 8-4. And then they turn around, and the last 2 rounds, they're like, all right, we told you we're going B the entire game. Oh, by the way, these last 2, we're just going to go A. And they pick up 2 more, and all of a sudden, that puts them in such a good scoreline.
And that's really the biggest part about this right now is that compLexity, they're not going down without a fight. Now, they fought back on Mirage and lost that one 16-13, but, I mean, that was after an 11-4 loss on their CT side. They only got 4 rounds on the CT side of Mirage. Now they're on the CT side of Cobblestone, and we'll see if they can put it together this time because they definitely struggled on Mirage on their CT side.
So they got this 3-player stack up in the B, and they're playing, again, a very B-heavy setup as well. So, I mean, we see this so frequently because it's a lot easier for these terrorists to get in this B bomb site if they can get control of drop, when actually you can see Coast is sending 3 players towards drop. So if they send all of them that way, it's going to be very interesting what control they get from there. And, wow, the rotate's coming from compLexity right now. They get a few shots in mid, and they actually send a 2-player rotate over, and now Coast is going to execute.
Yeah, wrong call. Drossel and Drake going to be able to find the first 2. Stanislaw also able to take down Valens, and that's going to leave it in a 2 versus 4, almost a unwinnable situation here. If Semphis peeks out, he might be able to catch the bomb planter, but unfortunately he's going to bide his time behind the boulder there. So we're on a 2 versus 4. And Automatic going to get caught. Stanislaw takes him down. Semphis, your last man standing. He's going to get swung on, and Dumore finishes it off. So Team Coast, they pick up both pistol rounds and see if they can continue to push forward.
Yeah, I mean, granted, they only sent the 2 players over into the A bomb site, but when you were leaning so heavily towards B, to just have a couple shots from mid, basically pull 2 guys. I mean, they pulled them from the mid connector all the way to the far left side of that A bomb site, and at that point, the rotation is just going to be next to impossible as they were executing into B. So, a little bit of a misread by compLexity, but a good strat, but there by Coast to pick up that round. Now they're going to drop that bomb towards B halls, similar to what we were seeing compLexity do, but they've got a 3-player stack towards mid to see what action they can get there.
And again, it's going to be a save round here for compLexity. And there it is. The MP7, a good purchase here for Invert. He's going to be able to put a lot of money in the bank to see whether or not he's going to be able to buy up that AWP again on the terrorist side. Now, you saw him with great success on the CT side, alping down a number of the players as they tried to come in towards the B-bomb site, but this time a little bit more difficult to up on the terrorist side of this map. But again, they're just going to walk right into this A-bomb site, and they're going to get a bomb plant for free, and this is just Drossel waiting for any kind of an aggressive push or a flank attempt from the compLexity side. But that bomb is going to get planted today, and we'll see whether or not the CT side decide to rotate over and try to go for this. But with 3 of them having armor and upgraded pistols, there's really no need for them to go for this. They're going to save as much economy as they can. I mean, they're $6,100 into this round. I mean, Roka even bought a Zeus. Yeah, even though they lowered it, it's only $100 now.
Yeah, I mean, which honestly, I mean, it's an important point to make about that is, you know, whether it becomes more of a viable play. If, you know, you can buy up that Zeus and armor, and now you have, you know, a gun that can give you a one-shot kill on your back. So we'll see how that plays. I don't think it'll get accepted widely, but the push is coming around, trying to clean up some of these guys that are just waiting around, and Roka drops.
Drossel actually spammed him with the Glock through Chicken Coop. So good job there from Team Coast. No extra bodies left on the map. And that quick push in towards that bomb site, able to yield them a couple of nice kills as Dumore going to be able to chime in with a couple more of those P90 frags. But really the story right now is Stanislaw. Now obviously Invert, Dumore, and Drossel are all doing well. Drake is sitting at 6-14, but that's just because he's kind of like the, I want to say he's more of a lurker role, but he really just hasn't been having the luck of finding a lot of these kills that he's been looking for. Sanks, very uncharacteristic for him to be at the bottom. He was so strong on Mirage earlier. I think he finished the match with 37 or 38 kills.
Yeah,
So
he was super impressive earlier in the night, and for him not to be picking it up is kind of interesting.
But then again, it's like a flip-flop for him, and it's a flip-flop for Valence, too. Valence had 4 kills in a 29-round match, and he's already got 13 in the first half of this one, so, or first 17 rounds, I should say, of this one. We are in the second half. But it is going to be another save round here for the complexity side. We're looking for that 11-7 score line as the anti-ecos are still underway.
Yep, and they're going to work up this B entrance here very slowly. They got the players in drop as well, so they're going to clearly execute here. It's just a matter of timing. Roka's going to sit back, and when is he going to peek? Right now, and he actually gets the dink, but unable to get the frag. And now as they're executing into here, Stanislav picks up Semphis, Drossel gets Valence as well. And now at this point, Automatic and Sanks are all by themselves against all 5 of the Coast players. 2 of them very low, but still next to impossible retake.
And that's going to be made even harder as Drake does manage to take down Sanks, and he's only got 1 to beat. That's Automatic, who's worked his way back over towards the double doors there, separating the CT spawn from the B corridor, and he goes down anyway.
So Coast here looking very strong on Cbble. They looked very good in this last one against Conquest, and right here against complexity doing a very good job as well. We didn't get to see as much of their terrorist side in the last one just because they had won a few more rounds, but now they're up to 11 rounds. They've won very convincingly here, these 3 rounds that they picked up in the second half on the pistol rounds, but we'll see what they can do with guns. This is where it gets very interesting for complexity.
Extremely interesting. This is our first full gun round of the second half, and it's AKs and 2 Galil, so you can see the money is not right for the Coast side, as they decided not to go and pick up any extra guns, but that's going to be Automatic opening things up, baiting Stanislaw into Semphis, and Semphis still looking for another one, but he does manage to pick it up. Drake gets a nice shot on Automatic, actually almost doubles him, but Sanks is going to be able to find Draw Soul, and that leaves Invert lurking these A hallways all by his lonesome with no bomb on his back, and tough spot for him to be in 1v4.
Yeah, at this point, I imagine he's just gonna. He doesn't have the bomb. He's just gonna try to look for exits, maybe catch someone. But kind of surprised he didn't want to save any of that equipment he had. But instead, he goes for what he can and doesn't get anything for it. So now Coast is gonna go ahead and back those AKs and get that up. So. I mean, it's really a matter of that. I guess that's why he says, "Well, we can go ahead and buy next round." But I'm always of the preference in an unwinnable situation, unless you happen to catch someone off guard very quickly, you save that equipment because that's just money in your bank for further on down the road.
So again, it's going to be a full buy versus a full buy, 4 AKs and an AWP. Now that AWP in the hands of Invert can do a lot of damage here. As you can see, he's just holding that angle for the long A push, but he's not going to find anything just yet, as the CT's very, very passive this round. And they're only playing 1 solo at A. That's going to be Automatic playing from cannons, as he was aggressive in mid, but decided to resign from that spot and work his way back towards the A bomb site. But 4 CTs, 2 at drop and 2 watching Broken Wall for the complexity side. And it's going to be very difficult if they do decide to go for this B bomb site. It's going to be really hard for them to get in there without a ridiculous firefight going on. But lucky for them, they're making the right call here and working that bomb down long A.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically, at some point, they're going to get enough information that they realize they can just push into this A bomb site. I mean, and right now, they're actually going to fake out complexity even worse because they're throwing the smokes and flashes now. And so now these complexity guys, actually, are they going to read that as a fake? They do have 1 player rotating over. I think that's probably because the Invert has, Automatic, not Invert, has called that, hey, they're actually coming this way. Automatic does pick up 1, and so now this terrorist take onto the A bomb site. Are they going to get the bomb plant? They're working in. It's going to be very difficult. Valence, all of a sudden, these complexity players all getting dropped. Sanks, Valence, Automatic, all to go down. And now Roka is coming and see what he can do. He picks up 1, he picks up 2, and now there's just a one-on-one Stanislaw in the bomb site against Semphis. He's got the bomb down. It's beeping away, and right now he's positioning himself. Semphis is just trying to wait for Stanislaw to make a mistake.
And as of right now, they're playing a little ring around the rosy, and Stanislaw is going to be able to shut that one down. A 12th round now on the board, and an AWP for his troubles. And really, that round right there opened up by Drossel and Invert, getting those opening picks in towards that A bomb site, and Stanislaw picking up 3 to close it out. He's 22-9 right now, doing a sensational job. I mean, his CT side was great, but his terrorist side play has really been proving something to him so far in this matchup.
Yep, and compLexity here on their heels a bit. Not a whole lot of equipment bought there. We're not even seeing, normally we would see the force up from the compLexity side, especially on Terrace. Maybe not so much on CT, but they very minimal equipment bought by them, so they are on that full eco, 5-7 and such on their backs, and a CZ on the back of Semphis, but that's it.
Yeah, really difficult small buy here from them as they only go for the upgraded pistols. Not a single kit, only one flash Valence. And I mean, he's playing in this B bomb site, so he could pop flash maybe Roka to go peek the broken wall, but that bomb is working its way towards A. And they've got Semphis over here, they've got Automatic as well over here, both playing on the right-hand side if you're playing from the T side, both on the right-hand side of that door, but Semphis is going to find one. Automatic's going to peek to try to bail his teammate out. Semphis does lose his life, but he's able to take one with him. And, now we see the peek coming out, and P250 spam is not going to be strong enough. As you can see, it's going to be down to a 2v3 though, as the CT's still not completely out of this, and that chicken gets nuked by the smoke grenade. I don't know if you heard that or not. And there it is. Valence going to be able to find one. He does have an AK now, so he's looking to pop some shots and try to find another kill. And unfortunately, he's not going to be able to line anything up just yet, but he's flanking out Doomore, and this is really scary for Doomore. And there it is. He pops out, and now it's going to be Invert in a 1v1, and Valence gets it with the wall spam. He's having himself a match. He's sitting at 17 and 15 right now, top fragging for the compLexity side, and he's going to be able to put another round on the board on the back of an unlikely economy round win.
Yeah, I mean, they were set up very well for it, actually. I mean, they had the two players watching mid, Semphis and Automatic, I believe, was his backup there. And Semphis timed it just right. The flash came out, and he actually gets the frag onto them, and the trades happen. At that point, though, normally what you want to see on the eco side is that you're able to get some of the guns out of that trades, but they weren't able to do it. So I still thought Coast had the advantage, but just really good positioning by Valens in the back behind that Humvee to go ahead and clean that round up for them and get the win. So now Coast is on the eco.
So a little back and forth for you. Doomore did pick up head armor here. They do have a smoke and a flashbang, and it looks like they're probably going to use them towards drop, or at least some form of an execution towards that B bomb site. But really, it's going to come down to Valens here. He's had himself a hell of a matchup so far, but he's going to come under fire by a lot of these Tech 9s. There's two Tech 9s, a P250, a Desert Eagle, and just a Glock for Stanislaw, but they are going to be sending 3 players down through drop. And there's a smoke grenade down. Let's see if they decide to throw the flash as well, but looks like they're going to hold on to it. And Stanislaw working his way slowly through. He's going to get caught out by Roka. Nice spam from him through the smoke. Takes down one. And now you got the peak draw sold, though. Doomore going to be able to find a couple of frags. And Doomore, wow, going to find the one dig there on the Sank. Still looking for more. It's going to be Roka to try to hold this one off. And Doomore still not able to find it just yet. That nade could finish him off. Down to 4 HP. And his teammates still kind of playing really, really slow, not able to help him too much. And Semphis and Roka are able to finally close out the round 12-10.
I thought they had a pretty decent chance there when they actually got through drop and into connector and then able to wrap back around. I mean, if I was the player that was in drop, I wish I remembered who it was, that got taken out in the back, I would have been really upset because I had teammates sitting there in that B-bomb site that should have had the angle on to the mid connector who just let him run by and get to drop behind me and get that frag. So at that point in time, I was like, all of a sudden, Coast has a chance at winning that, especially when Doomore gets that 1D. But compLexity, again, turns it around, and so now they're trying to climb and even this back up. It's 10-12, but it's, again, full guns this time. Coast with the AKs, but one Galil.
So their economy still not doing too terribly well. You can see, actually, it's invert with the lone riflero Galil. And one FAMAS in the hands of Sanks here, but they are going to be executing in towards B, and playing from the chicken coop is going to be Roka. He finds the first one. Still looking for more, but he's going to get taken out by Drake. Now the pop flash for the smoke, and here comes the peek, and Sanks is going to find one and done. But there it is. Invert picking up the double. He's going to be able to take down 2 with that Galil, and this is a good-looking round now for Team Coast, but up until Valence, very aware, going to be able to find that headshot on the draw soul by drop. He's going to go ahead and flash on out, and they're going to be going for this one here. Let's see whether or not they can actually win it. And Valens, he's going big this round. He's got 2. Looking for the final one, and he gets it as well. With that Molotov on the bomb.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. Whew. Yep. All right.
He jumps in there 1 second earlier. He roasts.
Yeah. So there they go. They pick up that. It's 11 to 12 now. Coast, are they going to buy up the AKs? I imagine. Nope, they're going to Tech 9 armor. So they're going to Tech 9 armor here. So, you know, again, not a bad gun, but the advantage goes to complexity. I was going to mention one of the interesting things I saw after this recent update was the comparison between the two M4s as well as the FAMAS. And the biggest difference is just the range. Actually, right now, Simper's picking up 2 big op frags. And now the Tech 9's come in. All of a sudden, Stanislaw picking up 2 and Inver picking up 1. Stanislaw is having one hell of a game. As
yes, he is.
This became a very winnable situation for Coast.
Yeah, down to a 2 versus 2. They've only got 1 to beat in that B-bomb site, and that is going to be Roka. He does have the AK in the back, and we'll see if the aim god himself can actually connect these headshots as they are slowly pushing towards his coveted B-bomb site. 11 to 12 is the score. Complexity 1 round away from tying this bad boy up, but this is an eco round, and this is really way too close for comfort here for the Complexity guys, being that they've already lost 3 guns in this round, and the money situation is not good. And Invert, he's looking for Roka. He finds him. Great job from Invert to open things up in automatic. He's already rotated on in, but he's got to go absolutely massive in this round. Bomb is going to start to get planted. He's going to be able to find one. And there's the flashbang around the corner. And Dumore, he hit some nice 1-digs in a couple of rounds ago. We'll see whether or not he can hit one more for us just to close out this round. And it's going to be him versus automatic 1v1. And automatic is going to come out on top of this one and get the AWP as well. So it is going to be a 12 to 12 score line.
So Coast doing everything they could to try to pick up that round. So being that it was a Tech 9 armor buy, pretty solid. They were able to get that, but now it's evened up and Complexity's working their way back in it. But quickly back to my point. For the Moss, the biggest difference is just the range that gun has. A lot of the other stats are very, very similar. I mean, within like points of each other. And at that point, you have to start to wondering in certain situations, certain maps, especially maybe close range maps, and this one would not qualify. Does the money saved warrant buying the FAMAS more frequently with the sort of nerfed silenced M4? But I digress. We're here now on Cbble, which is a lot of long range battles, as Coast with the op on the back of Invert.
All right, so again, the op-on-op battle here. We could potentially see Simphis playing in the backside of that B-bomb site behind the fountain. They're going to go ahead and flash and push out, and Drake is just going to barrel on out. Roka's going to save Simphis, and Simphis is going to fall, though. Stanislaw is going to be able to take him down. Stanislaw finds Roka as well. It's going to be a main advantage now. Dumore down to 4 HP, but that's okay. They can get in and try to get this bomb plant, but look at this. Valen's playing behind this smoke, and he's doing it well. He might be able to push through and find Dumore, and that's exactly what he does. Spraying and praying, not going to be able to find the bomb planter, and that's going to be Invert to take him down, so that's another frag in the bag for him with that AWP. But Sanks finds Draw Souls. Stanislaw trades it out, and automatic in a 1v2 once again. And he's going to be able to lose that fight 13 to 12 as Team Coast take back their lead once again.
So they give up all those rounds. They let Complexity even it up. And then all of a sudden they decide we're going to win one. So, I mean, this how often do we see this where a team with a decent lead, they let the other team come back and even it up, and then it's not until they get to that point that they figure something out that picks them around. It seems to happen frequently. It's happened multiple times tonight.
Yes, it's one of those things that you see. I mean, it happened to Complexity in their first matchup. I mean, case in point, it was 11 to 4 at the halftime. They got up to 14 to... I want to say it was like a 14 to 6 or 14 to 7 scoreline, and then Complexity ran it all the way back to 14-13 or something like that, and
yeah,
it was just a nuts round all around. But there you go. Simphis going to be able to find one. Roka finds one. Dumore is able to take down 2, as both Simphis and Roka both go down. And pushing through the smoke there, Sank's going to stop the plant for a moment longer. An automatic, he's going to test the waters, pushing through the smoke. And Drawsoul's going to punish him. Valen's your last man standing 1v2. Can he get it done? Invert and Drawsoul. And Drawsoul is going to be able to capitalize. Takes him down. 2 for Dumore, 2 for Drawsoul, 1 for Invert, and a 14 to 12 scoreline now for Team Coast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the scoreboard here and then looking across the board. Coast just with some, and Stanislaw, obviously we've talked about a number of times, but Dumore and Invert both breaking the 20 mark. Drossel is only one away. Drake's really the only guy, like you mentioned, that's sort of been dragging behind. He just hasn't been able to find anything. But then you look on that other side of the map, and Sanks is the real big surprise here. He's one of those guys who was playing really well earlier tonight. Valians, though, at the top of the scoreboard, Roka catching up. It's just compLexity right now. They need to lock down the site, but the problem is they're on an eco once more.
Yeah, so they're effectively giving up match point right here by being on the save. Now, they won the last eco round, and maybe they're thinking that they can do it again, but this time they're going to be favoring a bit of a fake, I believe. No, that bomb's actually picked up on the back of Stanislaw, and he's moved his way back over towards the mid connector. But what are they planning on doing here? Because it's a 5-man stack from the CT side and the save bomb side. This is scary. This is really scary for the T side of Team Coast. They've got to sniff out this stack, and they've got to get the rotate on. They've got to get Drossel closer to his teammates. He's so far away from him right now. He's not going to be able to spot this out in mid fast enough for him.
Yeah. That's the worst part about this is that I mean, right now they don't have anyone in mid. So if they try to execute all from this long haul, they're just going to get pinched up in that entryway.
Well, the good thing about where Drossel is that he should be able to lurk out here while the attention is turned. Valence is going to be able to find one. Oh, but he's making noise. And Roka takes him down. Simphus finds one, and Simphus finding another one. And just like that, Simphus finds 3, and they steal away another eco round on a huge A-side stack. And that is that's ridiculous.
I mean, like you said, the stack was perfect for it on the compLexity side, and Coast obviously not aware. They didn't really work anywhere to get information. They just knew what they were doing the entire round, and it just happened to play into what compLexity was doing. But I always want to keep in mind that, on a team with Simphus has always been a very, very solid pistol player. I mean, and, since this game came out, and any team he's on, I know he puts an emphasis on people getting really good with those pistols. Roka's a very solid pistol player as well. And so those eco rounds against this team is going to be very dangerous, and we've seen them pick up 2 this map alone or this half alone, excuse me.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. Me and Moses was on Cash last night when they played against Enemy GG. The main reason that they won that map was because they won 6 eco rounds in that map. They won 16-14. It was hella close, but 6 eco round victories. I mean, that's huge. And like you said, putting an emphasis on those pistols, making a whole hell of a lot of difference. But Team Coast is going to be able to find 1 and 2. And now they got to push the smoke, and Sanks is going to be able to just spray them down. Simphus finds 1 as well, and that's going to leave Drake and Drossel, your last 2, alive. So Sanks getting his teammates right back into this one.
Yeah, now Coast is just those remaining players, Drake and Drossel. They're just basically stuck there at this point. They don't really have a whole lot they can do. The bomb's dropped out there. They can't get to it. They're going to try to get the fake flash, but they're not having any of that. Simphus gets the frag, and now Sanks is going to be there. Can he pick up Drossel? No, so Drossel picks up that one. He's got 1 more at drop to deal with, but he can't before the nade destroys him.
Yeah, Simphus had another nice round there. 3K in the backside of that B-bomb site with the AWP and the bonus Kobe. But 14-14 now, and that's going to break the bank at the Team Coast side. So they're going to be on the save, and we could see potentially compLexity take this up to match point. And very close matchup here.
Yeah, I mean, it's really promising, to be honest, in NACS over the last month and other leagues and now in this league. We are seeing a lot of close matchups from top to bottom. We're not seeing that many right now. There's a very quick take going on from Team Coast, but not really a lot of blowouts, which is promising to see. The teams are playing up and really giving some of those top teams a difficult time as well.
Automatic almost just got caught completely unaware of that push that was coming out from the Team Coast side. They've already got the bomb down now. Automatic was able to take down 1. Roka finds 1 as well, pushing that smoke in the doorway there, but Drake is going to be able to find 1. Drossel takes in with 1, and it's on Stanislaw on a 1 versus 2. He gets cleaned up, but a decent amount of economical damage being done. But we're coming into the final round of this first half, and there's enough money on Simphus to drop a gun for his teammate. But again, because this is going to go back to the old adage that 3 can drop 2, but 2 can't drop 3. Look at the money situation that they're in. Now, Simphus and Sanks can both drop guns, and they were lucky enough that Automatic had enough money in the bank to be able to buy.
Yeah.
And Roka with an auto sniper. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they did have, so Valence and Roku both had 4K, so they technically could have bought themselves as well. But yeah, the auto sniper on his back. We'll see where he goes ahead and just decides to take that. It is going to be in the B bomb site like you would expect, and he's going to head all the way back into Chicken Coop, which is just about the position you'd want to play with that auto sniper as they'd exit or enter into that B bomb site. But right now, big emphasis in the B halls from the coast side, which is not promising if they head into the way of that auto sniper.
And the real scary part about this is actually one of the first angles that people would check as they come into that bomb site. But he's going to be able to just take 2 shots and take down Drake, and that is a great opening frag. And he doesn't even move from that position because there's really no need to. They're going to have to peek into him. He doesn't have to peek into them. So there you go. And there's the push out. And there's the spam. He's going to find 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to leave it on Invert and Drawsoul. And Drawsoul's going to be able to find one. So they brought it back now onto a 2 versus 2. But Valence is sitting there still, and he's doing it well. He's very stalwart in this matchup, and he's got one more to beat. That's going to be Invert, and that bomb site as that smoke fades. And Automatic coming all the way around from the flank through Broken Wall. Let's see what they've got. There's the peek out, and Automatic's going to find good damage down to 51 HP. The nade to follow is going to drop him down to 50. And now Valence and Automatic looking to go to work here. Flashbang around the corner. He's going to peek out, but that's the Valence cleaning it up. And compLexity are going to take this one 16-14 as the defuse comes out. Automatic does get the defuse, so 16-14 is going to be your final score. And that is going to be the final for this last matchup of the evening, guys. So once again, for us here at ESEA TV and ESL, ESEA Pro League, we thank you all for tuning in and watching. And again, thank you to my constituent here, Holden, for filling in for Moses while he had some internet issues. So thanks again, Holden, for joining me tonight for this beautiful Pro League evening.
Yeah, no problem. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I could hop in, although I'm going to shame Moses tomorrow because this is his job, not mine.
Post the popsicle picture. Do it.
But in any case, yeah, like you said, thanks a lot, everyone, for tuning in. This was night 2 of week 1 Pro League. We got one more night tomorrow night, another actually 5 matches tomorrow, which I believe will be you and Blue. One of them doubled up, so try to get a secondary stream going on for the doubled up one. But 5 matches tomorrow night, and then we'll move into week 2.